Exactly.
Easy,
And
$100
you
a day.
broke ass idiots are always the ones that got the most tattoos. Like, bruh, you put like $20,000 in tattoos on your body and you're broke as hell. Yeah, anyway, welcome back to the We Know podcast. If you're broke or you're looking for ways to get ahead in 2023, this episode's going to be for you.
That's exactly why I'm here.
We're basically going to go over 5 different ways that you can achieve financial success in 2023. And this was I got inspired by the Fresh and Fit podcast. They were doing one, and it's not like their most popular show. Basically, they got a couple of shows they do, but the one they blew up over was like the one that they talk crap to all the ladies at night. Well, they got a Monday show that they talk about financial success and trying to teach young men how to get ahead in life. So I saw their podcast and I was like, well, that's a good one. I feel like it's a good one for people to know, and it's some basic principles that you just kind of have to learn or like be aware of, so you kind of know how to. Okay, let me. It's so basic, and it's always the basic things that we don't do that hurt us in life. You know, it's not like, oh, I don't know all these complex things. Like, oh, I don't know how to lose weight. No, everybody knows how to lose weight. They just don't do it.
Yeah,
Including myself.
it's
Okay.
hard to do.
Well, it's hard because you can't stick to it, but not because you don't know. I mean, it's easy. Everybody knows not to eat too much,
Yeah,
right? So
I guess yeah.
anyway, no. So one of the first things that and actually they mentioned this as well. It says to avoid financial mistakes. So basically, don't buy things you don't need. Like, how many people buy stupid stuff that they do not need, like clothes, expensive name brand stuff, right?
Yep. That's because people buy to fill in a void. It's like, oh, I'm feeling sad about something. Let me go on Amazon real quick, buy something. And then the anticipation of it showing up, it's what brings me joy. You never done that? You're like, man, I'm mad about something. Let me go buy something.
Bro, you know how much stuff I got sitting around the house that I was like, hell yeah. Like, for example, the ukulele. I was like, it's right here, actually. I'm looking at it right now. And I was like, bruh, I'm about to learn how to play. I do know how to play one song or like a couple songs. But anyway, I've had it for like 4 years. $175. I don't know if I needed that. Hella bad.
But did it bring you joy at the time?
Yeah, once in a while.
That's the point.
When I use it. But I mean, how many other things, like, there's a list of things, funny stories that people went out there and like dumb things they spent money on. This guy right here says, I'm guessing it's a girl who said, it says, my partner went out to buy vegetables for dinner and came home with the kayak. He forgot the vegetables and the kayak has never been used.
It seemed like a good idea at the time. Huh?
But how you go?
I bought a kayak before.
But
You remember?
He went to the store, got a kayak, didn't even bring the vegetables back. Like, what the hell is wrong with this fool? But I mean, yeah, even my kayak is like, how many times did I use? Like 4 times.
Okay, but this is like bad decisions on purchases, or just wasting money.
No,
on
buying
stupid shit?
dumb things, like making bad. Basically, number one thing to get ahead in 2023 is avoid making stupid buying decisions, right? So this was just one of them. Like, right, we just talked about how making bad purchase decisions is gonna hurt you,
Okay.
right? So there's another guy who talked about how he went to the store and then he felt like, oh, he wanted to get a guitar, so he ends up getting a double-headed guitar, like with the two things. I'm like, well, bruh, why you need two, like a double guitar? What's wrong with you?
I bought a guitar too.
This fool. See all the useless shit people buy.
That's because I thought I was gonna, like, I don't know, learn how to play and be happy playing. Oh.
That's like I feel like instruments, like, I don't know, people have like a midlife crisis and go try to buy a guitar or some shit and they never use it. Or, I don't know, I honestly think guns are pretty dumb too. You have hella guns.
Bought another one.
You retarded, bro.
It's a new one. They put a new gun on the California.
Every year
stupid
there's a
roster.
new gun.
Yeah, but I haven't bought one in a while.
That's
Why
what
are
I'm
you
saying.
calling me out on everything?
Well, I didn't even know you did do that. But anyway, we'll stop with that. But
No,
another
go ahead. Keep. If you
Right,
got
so
more, let's see.
well, I do got some other ones that are kind of
Oh,
funny.
I got one.
Go ahead.
Buying a 392 or Hellcat when you don't have the money to put
Oh, you talking about Young Bat?
with 24% interest rate on it. That's a good one.
Bro,
Hey, but it does bring you happiness.
this was even more burnt. Went and bought like, for no reason, went and put a cold air intake and a little lip on the front of the bumper for $1,000 or some shit. Then he pulls up to park his car, cracks the lip. I'm like, you. Oh my God, hella funny, huh?
Bird. All right, what
This
else you got?
dumbass here says he spent over $100 or more buying clothes for his avatar on a virtual reality game.
Oh my God.
This fool bought clothes for his game?
Yeah,
You serious?
bro, there's a lot of people spending thousands of dollars on that stuff. And it's just like it's like a digital skin for your character. And you see all those stupid little nerds on Call of Duty running around with like gold outfits and doing dances and guns with like rainbow stuff and like crazy things on them.
They
And you
bought
know
them
they're
all?
yeah. And it's like $2 here, $3 there.
Well, yeah, they take their mama's credit card and start spending money on YouTube or whatever. Then their mom beat the shit out of them while she at work for $15 an hour.
Exactly. That's pretty genius.
Another stupid ass thing to spend money on in 2023 is gonna be alcohol, weed, or if you do drugs, even worse. But like,
Well, that's been stupid
bro,
forever.
but there's like 30-year-old fools that smoke weed. Bro, why you smoking weed every day? You 30 freaking years old. Get your shit
Yeah.
together already, right?
Yep.
That's my opinion. Alcohol, what the hell are you celebrating every day? What are you celebrating every single day that you have to drink alcohol every day after work? What did you celebrate? That you went to work like a normal human?
Yeah, pretty much.
And every weekend, getting faded all weekend. Like, what are you celebrating?
And how much money do they spend on, especially if they smoke weed, cigarettes, vape, and alcohol, beers every single day or whatever they drink every single day? How much money are you saving just by quitting those?
Well, freaking alcohol, if you're going to drink something, I don't know what people be drinking nowadays, but like at least 10, 15
White
bucks.
Claws.
White Claw? Okay. I don't know how much White Claw, but I'm guessing like a little pack is at least like $10 to $15. Everything's expensive now.
Yep.
And then you're going to smoke some weed. It's going to be like, I don't know, 10, 20 bucks a day. And then all of a sudden, bang.
Yeah, and then they bitch about how their job isn't paying them enough to sustain
Yeah,
themselves.
$15 an hour minimum wage. Not enough to smoke weed, man. Like,
Yeah, how am I supposed to
get a
pay my
job.
bills and and then also spend like $40 a day on alcohol, you know what I'm saying? And they don't even know how to cook, so then they got to go to Chick-fil-A.
exactly.
Easy, $100
And you
a day.
broke ass idiots are always the ones that got the most tattoos. Like, bruh, you put like $20,000 in tattoos on your body and you're broke as hell. You ain't even got, you got to get a ride.
Yeah, these are all things. If you make enough money that you don't have to worry about your bills and other things, and you're doing good, that's what you spend your money on. Just dumb shit that makes you happy. But if you're
Yeah,
broke,
Yeah, that's
better
pretty dumb.
Yeah,
Here's another one that's kind of huge, and these guys are talking about it too. It's like, don't have kids early. Meaning, a lot of people, bro, they're like 17, 18, 19, 20, whatever, having kids. These fools could barely pay for their own freaking rent, or they live with their mom and dad. They make kids, and then now they try to get out on their own. You know what I mean? Like, look at this. The average price, or I said the average price, the average cost of taking care of a kid in America is $9,051 per year.
so if you ain't got 10 grand extra per year, then don't have a baby.
Bro, look, if you have a full-time job for $15 an hour, if you're broke as hell or whatever, you got a basic ass job, $15 an hour, 2,000 hours a year, which is like the average full-time job, you make 30 grand. If you have a kid, 1/3 of that has to go to the kid, basically take care of the kid. If you have a kid in California, probably even more, or certain states, right? And then what else?
But then you get a tax return on that baby.
What, 4,000 or 1,000, however much the tax return is?
I don't know.
And it's not even a return. It's a deduction.
So then, yeah, okay, yeah, that doesn't
Or
make any sense.
or whatever. It's not like it's
That's
credit.
not a good financial plan.
No, it's not a good idea. And then having kids, you got to spend time now on daycare. You got to buy them food. You got to spend time with them. You can't hustle or get your life together if you're young. So that's what I'm saying. Like, having kids too early, it is a bad thing.
Yep.
And then your kid's going to turn into a shithole.
Yep, because you didn't spend enough time with them and you didn't teach them how not to be dirtbags.
Right. So enough of the number one thing to
To not spend money.
enough number one. We can go to the next one. The other one, if you want to be smart with this, actually, let me add to the last one. DUIs, bro. How many dumbass fools you know that get DUIs?
Hella retards. I know a bunch of them that got at least 2. How you get 2 DUIs and you're still going on your 3rd, bro?
There's people that have 3, 4, bro. They even go to prison. I think after your 30, you go to prison for like a year.
You damn near deserve it. After your first DUI, okay, whatever, you messed up, something happened, okay. But after your first DUI, if you still get DUIs, you deserve it. You should get beat with the 2x4.
Hey, I watched the video right now. Literally, there was a freaking Indian guy at the 7-Eleven. They caught this black guy. He was trying to steal everything. One of them choked him out on the floor. Another one was whooping him with the stick the whole time. They beat the shit out of him. That was like, stop, I'm good. Like, stop.
So they don't call the cops. They just beat the hell out of him.
Bro, they just whooped the shit out of him. Like, they were straight whooping him with the stick, fool. I was like, oh, shit. I felt bad for that fool damn near. His leg was like, And he was only hitting them on the legs, though.
Good.
He knew how to do it. But look, the cost of a DUI in California, it could run you between $8,000 and $25,000 out of pocket.
Damn. That's like your whole yearly income if you have one baby and one DUI.
Oh, yeah. And then guess what? Now you don't have freaking a way to go to work because you're not allowed to drive. Or I think they give you like a temporary license or something if you drive to work, right? Don't they?
I don't, maybe.
If they do or don't, I'm not sure.
But then you got to get a breathalyzer.
Which costs money.
Yep. And then I don't know what else. I've never had a DUI.
Shit. I don't know. I'm like, oh, shit.
Should we phone in a
Should
friend?
we phone in a freaking a DUI? I know I know like too many people that have DUIs. I can't even go down the list. Anyway, another thing, right? So we just went down to the number one thing that we're going to cover. Okay. Second, invest your money in cash flow stuff if you have money once you get it, right? Meaning...
So this is after you have money.
Yeah, well,
you should do
if you do have money, first of all, avoid these mistakes, right? But if you have money now, you could put your money in some cash flow stuff that kind of brings you back money.
Okay.
Right? For example, there's real estate property you can get. Like if you're looking to buy your first house, or let's say you saved the $8,000 on $8,000 to $25,000 not having a DUI. You save $10,000 a year for not having a baby.
You got hell of
you don't buy a stupid kayak or a guitar you'll never use, or you don't buy any guns, right? So then all of a sudden, you got a little bit of money to play with. Yeah. Well, you can put your money in some cash flow real estate property. That's like the main thing that people invest to get cash flow. Then you get tax deduction, all that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And if you really just want to start, I know some people that just bought, not just, but like a couple years back, they bought a duplex. Now they live in one. The other one is paying the rent. They're cash flowing. They're getting some money. Their rent is free now.
So how much money do you need to start investing in something like that? Like, let's say I got a basic job. I saved up another $5-10 grand at the most, let's say. What do I even go with there? Most
places that you want to buy a house in or whatever, if you're buying it as your primary residence and you want to do like a duplex, I think up to even a fourplex, you can do this too. You can pretty much put 3.5% down. So whatever the value of the home is, obviously in California, here where we're at, stuff is expensive. So you 3.5 of 500,000. You know what is that, like 14,000? If you get something for like 500, but like you get a duplex for like 200,000-300,000, and you just save like 30 grand from not making bad financial decisions.
Yeah.
Now you have a little bit of cash flow or whatever. Or you can even put some money into like some stocks that pay dividends.
Yeah, like Dogecoin.
No, Dogecoin doesn't give you no dividends.
Damn it.
But I mean, like there's like Coke, or I think even Apple gives you dividends, based on share. If they do good, they kind of give you a little bit. But honestly, you don't really make money on stock dividends unless you have a lot of money.
Yeah.
For you to even make $1,000 a freaking a month, you probably need to have a couple million in there. So ain't nobody gonna really make money on that. But if you got a little extra cash, it's not a bad thing to throw it over there or have it aside or whatever. And actually, a couple other tips we're gonna go through. So this kind of brings us to the next point: is become debt free. You know what I mean? Too many people owe too much money. They start to, for example, when I was young, I went and freaking got a credit card at like 17 or 18 or whatever, right? As soon as they gave me one, I was like, yeah, for sure. 500. That's what they gave me.
Big baller.
So the first thing I did, I went and spent it all. And I
Well,
was-
yeah, because that's like I got 500 to spend. What the?
So every single time I had got my check, because I used to work at Subway, every time I got my check, I would cash my check, and damn near the whole check I had to spend to pay back my credit card. So I'll pay back my credit card and then use it all again, and I'll do that every single time. That was the stupidest thing you do.
Yep.
Then I go back, I go to RC Willie, and I'm like, okay, that's a pretty dope TV. Let me see if they'll give me some credit. Gave me a $500 TV. Never pay that shit off. I basically stole that TV.
So now you got shitty credit
Yep.
from your one $500 credit,
From my $500 TV and 500 or however much it was.
and that's gonna affect you probably what for like 7 years or however long.
Well, you're not gonna be buying that condo we talked about, right?
Yep.
Because you took a credit card, got into debt, made bad. You bought stupid shit. Because how many people buy dumb shit nowadays? Especially
day.
with the phone. You're sitting over there and some dumb shit pops up on Instagram. Like, oh shit, let me get it.
Yep. All day.
Like-
And it's always those videos where it's like, oh, if you just had this, your life would be so much easier and better. And
Like I saw that freaking haircut machine, the one you put it on the side and give yourself a
To
fade.
give-
I got
did you
that
try it?
shit for like $80-$90.
okay, so that's $80-$90 you
dumb.
found on Instagram. They targeted you.
Dog shit.
Yeah.
I never even used it. Well, I tried to use it on my Lucas one day, but that didn't work out.
Yep.
Um,
So
if-
credit, don't ruin your credit.
Hell no,
Basically,
don't,
early
bro.
on.
You could pretty much become a millionaire down the line in your life if you have good credit and you start to invest in stuff and buy real estate. You don't need to make that much money. Most millionaires don't make a ton of money. Like you'd be surprised who is actually a millionaire. Like most people usually walk around, especially old people. They're probably all millionaires, bro. Almost all the old people are millionaires right now, but you wouldn't even know it because when we think about millionaire, we think about like, oh, you about to pull up in the Ferrari, you about to pull up in some crazy shit, or they're gonna have a mansion.
Because everybody wants to be a millionaire, like on YouTube, like the influencers, like the guys with the chains and the diamonds.
No,
Those are
like
those
see,
are
like
broke millionaires.
I read this book right here, The Millionaire Next Door, which I'm not like it's a good book, and there's a lot of good points in here, but I'm not a fan of like finding out who the real millionaire of America is, because that's basically what I found out in here is that most millionaires are basically some old ass fools that work regular ass jobs and don't spend money on shit. Supposedly every millionaire household has a common denominator of having a cheap ass wife. There is one thing though I did find kind of interesting. I think they say in here that about 95% of millionaires are actually married.
well,
which is interesting.
it kind of makes sense. Like the responsible millionaires. I feel like it's probably easier to be a millionaire if you're cheap and you save than it is to try to make something that brings in millions. You know what I mean? Because you could go, let's say 65, you retire at 65. You can go your whole life working and saving up and doing little investments and little things like that. And then by the time you're 65, if you don't have $1 million at that point, if you're cheap, then what did you even do with your life?
Well, yeah, most people who are like that, they say that a lot of like kind of average people are the ones that are millionaires. You know, they save their money, they put it aside, like they don't drive no nice new cars. Supposedly most millionaires don't really buy new cars or lease cars. They all have like old ass shit, you know?
Because they don't see the value.
But
in
it,
that
but
kind
then,
of stuff.
bro, at the same time, there is some millionaires though, like, cause there's a percentage of them, but it's a small percent of millionaires who don't actually obey to these values or principles. But they say that most of those, they live a way different lifestyle is because they actually make way more money than the millionaire who have to save his way to it. These other people just make a bunch of money, so they're like, it's good. You feel me?
Yep.
That's kind of like the millionaire I want to be. I don't want to be the freaking bum that can barely buy anything and like, oh shit, like cheap ass food, you know? But anyway, you want to get out of debt. Actually, a really, really good program is the Dave Ramsey Baby Steps. You heard about that?
Yep.
So, like the number one
Ramsey.
step, he says to save $1,000, right? You save $1,000 just in case something happens, you know, flat tire, something, whatever. Put that aside. Don't touch it, never, ever, unless it's a straight emergency, right? I think they call it emergency fund. Then he says to pay off all the debt using the debt snowball effect. So, if I understand correctly, what they mean by the snowball effect is get the smallest credit card you have, even if it's like 500, even if it's got like a low interest or whatever, like, because a lot of people think, oh, let me go pay off my high interest credit card first, but that might be a $5,000 bill that'll take you forever to pay off. So he says for you to psychologically feel good, pay off the $500 one, then you check that off, you're done. Then pay the next smallest one, and then
Little
keep going.
Little tasks.
Do the smallest ones just to see that you're actually making progress. Otherwise, you'll give up, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's that. And then then he says to save 3 to 6 months worth of savings. Once you got like all your debt paid off, invest 15% of the household into retirement accounts. He talks about putting your money into retirement, like 401k or like some kind of Roth IRA or something that that you could put your money in. Save for your children's college education. That's kind of interesting because,
yeah, I mean, that's after you got yourself out of the hole first.
yes, after you got out of the hole, once you put 6 months worth of stuff and you're starting to invest a little bit, then you start to put some money aside for your kids' college, right?
Yep.
And then number 7, it says to build wealth and give. He's saying like put money aside to give charity or to church, whatever you feel like, and then build your wealth.
Yeah.
And then you could pay off your house, whatever else you could do. So those are the tips to kind of stay out of debt.
To get out of debt once you're in there. Okay.
Right. And then this is actually a really big one. Another, what number are we on right now? Well, we did 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're on number 4. So now on the number 4 is invest in yourself, right? If you want to get financially good in 2023. Why do you got to invest in yourself?
Well, if you invest in yourself, you become more efficient at doing certain things. The way I think about it is you work in a construction job, right? That's like pretty common. I feel like you don't have to have any knowledge to do construction. You get into a construction job. The one way you can invest in yourself, first of all, the free option, which is go on YouTube, learn the trade, learn tricks, learn things that's going to give you more value, right? The second thing is put some money into your tools, stuff that's going to make your job easier. Now you got knowledge, tools, you can work your way up. That's an investment on yourself, which is going to end up making you more money, or who knows, maybe even give you a manager position or something else. That's bringing in more income. That's the way I see it.
That is exactly right. Like, for example, there's this guy called, his name is Jim Rohn. I listen to him a lot, and he says you don't get paid by the hour. You get paid for the value that you bring to the hour. Right? Yep. Oh, I need more money an hour.
Yeah.
What you mean you need more money an hour? Did you bring more value? Right?
Yep.
He says if you were to be worth $15 an hour, they would just send it to you at home. But you ain't worth shit.
Yep.
He said whatever value you bring to that time that you bring is what you're actually gonna be worth. You know what I mean? One thing I get people all the time, what do you think it would be good investment for $1,000? Bitch, you stupid. What's wrong with you? What are you gonna do with the $1,000? Go buy some books, learn how to read. You can barely freaking read. Go learn some new skill, right? Whatever you want to do. Go make some money online. Go do some shit. Like,
hey, that's such a good point, though. You have $1,000, and a lot of people think I'm gonna invest. They think that they're gonna put into stocks or something. You're right. $1,000 is gonna go a long way to invest in yourself. Like, I don't know, get some. Let's say you're doing sales as a car salesman or whatever. Go get yourself a training coach for, I don't know, a little while, or get yourself some books or a program or something. $1,000, I feel like that's pretty good to invest in yourself. Why not invest in yourself instead of like some stock that may or may not make you money
even
at all?
Uncle G got the little university for the sales.
Yeah.
For $99 a month. I don't know how much it is now. This was like a couple years ago. You can have access to all his library. This book right here, I learned a ton of stuff in here. Like some stuff I knew, but a lot of new things that I was like kind of opened my mind. $20, bro.
That's a $20 investment.
$20 investment
for a lifetime investment right there.
And I got all kinds of knowledge out of it, right? So it's like, but let me $1,000. What are you gonna invest $1,000 in, or even 10,000? What are you gonna invest 10,000 in? The best thing you can invest $10,000 in is, like you said, get some training, a coach, learn how to do something, and go become valuable. Bring some money and start getting a job or something that makes a lot of money, so you can start investing later.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Or 10,000 can get you a decent work truck.
that's true.
That'll take you very far. You could get a job with the work truck. You could get a job pretty much any construction trade, any cleaning trade, anything. You could even start your own. You could do
Bro, exactly.
like window cleaning, or you know what I mean? How many window cleaners out there are just one man trucks?
Or the freaking what's that shit called? The
The
washing the car, the detail.
Detail.
Anybody like, yeah, come
Yeah.
wash my car for $150.
Yep.
But you, like you said, you made a good point. There's a lot of people that work construction or they're trying to get into construction, and they don't really got tools. They don't buy tools, and then they work construction and they spend their money every weekend instead of saving money for a truck so you can become valuable, so you can bring value to that hour that you supposedly are worth.
Yep.
Bring value to it, and all of a sudden now you have more value because now you can go pick up some materials, you can deliver some things, and now all of a sudden, oh, I'm willing to pay this guy $30 instead of $15 because now he's bringing value.
Yeah. And then after you have the equipment and you invested in your equipment and in your ability to do better and bring more value to the employer, now you invest in your knowledge, because that's what's going to get you into higher positions.
Yeah.
If you learn the trade, you put in some extra hours after work, you show that you're competent and you don't have to be babysat with things, you're going to get more money. It's all about the knowledge.
Exactly. But if you're working at a job and you aren't getting a raise and you feel like you need to get a raise, what how you think you're just going to get a raise? Just because? Like you just bring extra value with no extra knowledge?
Yep.
Go learn a new skill. Go do something else and show these people. Put the work in. Do more than you're supposed to. Show them that you are the guy that, bro, we need this guy up here. If he's making an impact down here, can you imagine him up here?
Exactly.
Leading the way or being an example? But most people don't want to do that. They wait around for, oh, I've been working at the job for 4 years. Now give me a raise. I'm just going to quit and get a new job.
Yep.
Good luck.
See, that's the problem. And I see there's this guy on TikTok. I can't stand little crybaby ass. So everybody thinks that because I worked here for a year or two or however many years, they don't appreciate me because they haven't given me a raise. Why do you think you haven't gotten a raise? Just because you work and you get paid the things that you do to stay, let's say you get paid $20 an hour. You do that $20 an hour and you're not worth anything else because your mentality is, I only get paid $20 an hour, so I'm not going to do anything extra. I'm not going to stay extra. I'm not going to go out of my way. My job specifically is only to do this one task for $20, and once that time is up, I clock out and I go home and I don't have to do anything. You think you're going to get a raise by just doing what you're getting paid for? That doesn't work like that. You get a raise for going above and beyond for a certain amount of time to build trust with your employer.
Bro,
When you do that, you're worth more.
when you come to work early, you leave late, you do the most,
Yep.
you learn everything the employer wants you to do, you do above and beyond, you're basically putting that into like you're building yourself up.
You're investing your time into yourself.
You're investing into yourself and into your future.
Yep.
But people are like, oh, I'm not gonna pay for that. But
Nah, I don't get paid for that. Why am I going to stay later after work? Why am I going to call my boss and give him an update on this certain job? That guy needs to do it. I don't get paid enough for that. I'm trying to go home and drink my beer.
And guess what? If you're the guy that is out there who wants to get the job from anybody else, all you gotta do is do extra than the guy that's supposed to do everything.
Yeah.
Do the extra. Report to the boss. Tell him how things are going. Stay a little earlier. Hey, what else do you want me to do? What else can I learn so I can make your life easier, boss?
Exactly.
And then you come with that kind of attitude, and he might even be like, dude, you're doing good, but like, yeah, if you want to help me with this, and then guess what? When the time comes, who's gonna get the raise first? The guy that's
Exactly.
always gonna do the most.
Exactly. Not the crybaby that complained that he's not getting paid enough to do this job, and you're only paying me $20 an hour, so I'm not going to do anything extra.
No,
you want me to do more? You better pay me more. Instead of the mentality should be, I want to get paid more, let me do more and show that I'm capable of more.
That's the only reason why I do like performance-based jobs.
Yeah.
And the bums don't like those.
No.
Like bum-ass fools do not like to freaking work in sales because they just bumming around and they can't just scrape through, right? They're, oh, shit, I got to actually make the sale. I got to put in the work. I got to do the things. I got to do the behavior. I got to wake up. I got to call. I got to show up without getting money unless I do a really good job. And all of a sudden, we know who's actually doing a good job and who's actually working, because it shows in your numbers.
It's
That's why I love sales so much. Like,
the
okay,
money's gonna talk.
somebody try to tell me they do good in sales. Okay, show me your numbers. As soon as you show me your numbers, I can believe you, or I can be like, you're full of shit.
Exactly. Hey, probably the worst part about sales for certain people is self-motivation. I think that's probably it. Because a lot of people, when they first start, they get very excited and whatever, and then they can't keep up with their motivation. They lose motivation to bust ass and to learn and to invest in themselves. Because a lot of sales is basically just you. You have to, but you're your own boss.
True.
However much you want to sell and however much you want to improve is up to you.
Well, for that same exact reason, for the reason why salespeople suck in sales is the same reason why some businesses suck and they fail. Because these little assholes that work for people as salespeople, they're like, oh, I can go start my own business. And all of a sudden, there's nobody to push you around. And you were half-ass fool while you're working for somebody else. And now you're going to go start a business thinking that you're some hot shit. But you were a half-ass everywhere. And you're going to be half-ass for you, for your mom, for everybody else. How you do one thing is how you do everything.
Exactly.
You feel me?
Yep.
And then another thing, like if you're not doing good in life, it's because you don't have enough reasons to do. Right? Anybody who has motivation, who wants to do good for their family, for their kids, or they just want to get banked up, they do good.
Yep.
Because they have the hustle in their mind. But some fools that just want to sit around and smoke some weed and drink some shit, and every day after work, I gotta drink my shit because I worked today, so I deserve it.
Yeah,
well,
no,
then you're
you
gonna
don't
be broke for life.
Come on, man. You don't deserve anything for doing the basic things that you're supposed to do as a husband or a dad or whatever. You going to work and providing for your family, that's the bare necessity. Okay, you don't get to reward yourself because you did that. That's what you're supposed to do.
Exactly. So to get into the last point, it's the last point is basically like you just got to check your income versus even saving, right? A lot of people like, oh, I gotta save some money. Oh shit, I gotta save. Bro, you make $1,000 a month. What are you supposed to save, bro? Right?
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to make an extra $1,000 than have to save out of your $1,000 or $2,000 or whatever it is, right? Like that fool Uncle G used to say, you save $1,000 a year because you got to put like $80 a month or something. In 30 years, you'll have $30,000. You think you'll get rich?
Nope.
So that,
$30,000 in 30 years.
Yeah, because $1,000 a year.
You're just waiting. I can't wait till I'm 30.
30 or 50 years.
50 years.
Even if I give you 100 years to save $1,000 a year, you're still not gonna make money.
Yeah.
It's even if you
So
save
increase your income is what you're saying.
always. I mean, how are you supposed to save money when you don't make money?
Okay.
Right.
And if let's say I'm this lazy bum that only does bare minimum at work and spend money on stupid shit, and I don't have anything to save, what do I do?
Go freaking get some more money. Go become valuable. Stop being a lazy bum. If you're a lazy bum, you probably hang out with lazy bums. Okay.
Okay. So that
Okay.
it all comes back to you are who you hang out with.
Exactly. Well, if I'm a bum, I probably hang out with some bums. Everybody kick it with somebody, right?
Yeah.
If I smoke weed, I most likely hang out with people who smoke weed, okay? If I'm a hustler, I probably hang out with people who hustle all day, and that's what they do.
Yep.
Right? So you are who you hang out with.
Or you hang out with yourself and invest in yourself.
Well, I met this guy at the freaking nutrition shop over here in Rockland. I don't know if you met him.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, he said that he was going to get into sales, but then he didn't get into sales. And he was talking about how he actually tried to kind of go towards the online making money, online course, whatever. So he got into like copywriting and trying to build websites and things like that. And he's kind of trying to get the ball rolling. And I was like, well, how did you get into it? Like, well, I took a few courses online. I kind of got the basics down. I'm slowly learning. I'm part of like a group. And I was like, well, what course did you take? I'm curious. He said he took the Hustlers University, the Andrew Tate thing for $50. Bro, $50. And he said he learned how to do copywriting. Now he knows how to do shit for copywriting is basically learning how to put the language together properly on websites and things to make customers or people kind of resonate the message with the customer so they can want to work with you.
Yep.
Basic ass shit. Paid $50. Got a little course. Then got another course. Then became a part of he said, I think a Discord group or whatever. And he'd be chatting with people and he's getting the ball rolling.
Yeah. There you go.
$50.
$50 investment into a whole new trade, a whole new opportunity.
And you don't know what the hell's gonna happen, and you could do that as a side hustle. He has his main job, and he's doing after work, doing his thing.
Yep.
That's what Uncle G said.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people have that mentality where, oh, I'm waiting for that opportunity to show up and all this stuff. This guy took $50 and created his own opportunity. How many of those are out there where you can basically take nothing and create a huge door for you to go through and even be a millionaire one day?
Well, you know all those things like, for example, Ty Lopez, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people were like, "Oh, this was scamming," or like you see those, "Hey, take this $50 course. I'll teach you how to do this and that."
Yeah.
Like there was one on editing video, and it's like only $49. You'll be a pro. People think it's a scam. Oh, it's too good to be true.
Mm-hmm.
Who gives a shit? Give them $50. Go gamble your $50. Learn some shit, and then go online on Fiverr or WeWork or something. It's like a freelancer website. And, hey, I edit videos.
Yeah.
And use the basic skills and get a couple $100 job here and there, and slowly you build up if you want it, or learn how to do a website or something,
Yeah.
But everybody, it's a scam. Oh, they won't gamble on a course, but they'll gamble at the casino for $300 a night,
I was just about to say.
Oh shit! What if I win?
They go to the casino because get the free beer, but then they spend $1,000 on nothing.
Well, of course they give you free beer when you spend all your money. You basically walk out bankrupt.
Yeah, if you gave me $1,000 a night, I'll give you free beer. There's only so much.
I'm
you
about
can
to
drink.
open up the garage and put some machines over there and some free beer and let these assholes come in and waste their money with me.
Yeah, exactly.
I
And at the
think-
casino, you play some boo boo ass games, some of those little machines, and bro, I'll pull up the PS5 and you can play that all night, and I'll just keep serving you beers.
Yeah,
if
but
you give me $1,000,
they get the thrill of thinking that they're gonna win. They're like, oh shit! Like,
I'll give them a little dice. They can throw the dice, and if they win something else.
those fools are out of pocket.
lot
So
of good
more of the
scams out
story: income versus your savings. Right? You can't if you don't have income, like bro, you can't really save.
Yep.
So I wouldn't even if I'm barely making any money. That means I'm not valuable. Like you're useless, basically. Because if you were valuable, you'd make more money, right?
Yep.
So, but we're not your mom, so we're not gonna spare your feelings. I'm sorry. You're
you
useless.
suck.
If you make no money, bro, you basically useless.
Yeah.
In this world, you're useless. So basically take your little money you get from your mom or whoever and get the money and become a little bit more valuable. Start making more money. Okay? So anyway, don't save if you're broke. But if you are not broke, hey, it's good to have money put aside, And I know some people are like, well, you got to save 10%, you got to this, that. Or you could just get stupid banked up where you don't have to worry about that. You just have a shitload of money. But if you don't, then I guess save 10%.
Hey, if you got a lot of income coming in, then you don't even have to save.
Well, it's always saved because you just got hella money.
Yeah, it just keeps coming in.
You feel me? You got to get banked up, son.
And if you're in a position where you can't save because you're too broke, you work at Chipotle and you only make a certain amount of money, maybe do some extra on the side or just quit and change your career to something that you can actually grow.
Yeah.
Or become a manager.
Whatever, bro. But like I'm just saying, instead of investing, if you're broke and you don't got money, you're just going to struggle. Your ass not going to drink a little coffee or something out because you're broke. Just invest your money into something that'll make you more valuable and become more valuable, right? If you do start to make some money, now you can invest if you really want to invest your money. Again, we talked about investing into stocks or whatever, something to put your money aside. But I think you should have a good amount of money before you do that.
Yep.
Right? And then how much money should you spend? How much money of your income should you spend?
Like percentage-wise?
If you have to throw a number out there, percentage-wise.
How much of your income you should spend on like necessity, bills,
On
that kind of
everything.
stuff?
Just on everything. How much money should you put aside? How much... Personally, I feel like you should only spend like half your income.
Yeah.
Everything else it should be saved, invested, or something, right? But like if we're talking about spending, I don't think you should live more than like max 50%. Uncle G says 30%. He says, "Oh, you want extra shit? You better make more money and make sure it's only part of that 30%, or else your ass ain't getting no new car.
Yeah.
You ain't getting no chips. You gonna eat the freaking burrito with no chips." If you ain't got that extra 30.
If you ain't got the extra $2.49.
For real, that's what he said. But that's what he says. But this will make so much money that
Yeah.
for him, that's not even like, oh, he probably lives on 5% or who knows, because he's like, I don't know how many. He's probably a billionaire now,
Yeah.
But those are kind of the topics we went over, man. And hopefully they helped you out and stop being broke, because it doesn't pay to be broke, especially in 2023 when this world has just got money everywhere. Everywhere you go, people are banked up. There's money. There's online. People are buying shit. Like, you don't even got to leave the house to make money.
Exactly. Did you hear about that kid that's, I think he's middle school or high school, and he's a millionaire, and he bought a house on his mom's name because he couldn't, because he's not old enough.
Mm-mm.
And this dude just makes NFTs or whatever. He designs NFTs and people buy them.
Yeah. I mean, I believe it.
There's so many scams out there. You could just, a little kid can do that and become a millionaire.
Bro.
And then other people are just crying that they don't have the opportunity.
Yep. There's a freaking software automation that I needed to do at work. Just clicking a few programs to put them together to like work, communicate, whatever. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't freaking figure it out to save my life. I went online and found a freelancer, and he's like, okay, I got you for $500. Mm-hmm. I could do that automation within less than an hour myself now that I know how to do it.
Yep.
And that fool did it in like, bro, hella fast. Charged me $500.
See, he solved the problem that you had that you didn't know how to do.
Well, yeah.
And he probably learned it on YouTube.
Here's the funny thing. I was on support with the team, and it's all like Zoom meetings, rooms, whatever. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to find out another issue. And he's also in the support room. He's probably trying to figure out how to do it. And his bitch ass did it. He charged me $500
for it.
But he hustled me. But whatever.
Hey, that's value.
He fixed my problem, because I was thinking, okay, well, if I wait another 3 weeks for me to do this and that, I'm going to just lose time. And I was like, instead of losing time, I'd rather give him $500.
Yep.
So,
genius.
Get your moolah, man.
So basically, stay away from drugs, alcohol, extravagant lifestyles that you can't afford. Invest in yourself.
Yep.
Put some money in investment. Either invest in yourself or invest in something if you have the money to invest.
Yeah, first invest in yourself, always.
Yep. And then, what was the last thing you were talking about?
Then we'll talk about how much, saving versus income.
Okay, saving.
You need income if you want to save, bro.
Okay, so after you invest in yourself, you put some saving aside. And then probably the number one thing, don't be a complainer, and just go ahead and just do it. Put in the hard work. It's going to pay out. Don't complain.
That's basically it. So that was for today. If you got all the way to the end of this, give us a thumbs up and a comment. And if you got some nice stuff that you want to talk about and you're in the Sacramento area, email us and let us know, and then maybe we can get you on the podcast.
Yeah, and follow me on OnlyFans. I'm just kidding.
OnlyFans, because
we're gonna have to censor out those nipples.
My nips are always showing. I don't even gotta take off my shirt and y'all still see
I gotta do all this editing. I have to provide value now.
Exactly. You see that, boy? Anyway, I'm probably gonna be skinny next time you see me, so take a good look at this. Nah, I'm playing. I'm not gonna be skinny. Bye.